We on the record in cause number 328062, the state of Texas versus Malik Tayshawn Walthour. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir. Malik Tayshawn Walthour.
Okay. Mr. Walthour, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Walthour, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Okay, Mr. Walthour, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Walthour?
All right, sir.
You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Walthour, you are represented here by your attorney, Mr. Wright Kimler. Mr. Kimler, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, man.
Okay. Mr. Walthour, the information alleges that on or about October 17 of 2020, while you in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Walthour, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are actually guilty?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walthour, I have before me what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Mr. Walthour, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Walthour, are these your initials on the line that says guilty?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Walthour, is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walthour, I also have before me a document that is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, there are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving or giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Also, I have before me another document. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature on the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Walthour, put your mask over your nose, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Kimler, you have advised and counseled Mr. Walthour. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Walthour, your attorney, Mr. Kimler, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walthour, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 60 days credit for time served, tax and retire of the court cost.
Okay, Mr. Walthour, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 60 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given a credit for time served. If you owe any court costs, the court cost is $387. However, you would not have to pay the court costs because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, your court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Walthour, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's, well, in your case, is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Walthour, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Walter, you're gonna stand over here in front of the court clerk and follow her instructions. And y'all have a blessed day.